So I'm now back with you on Skegness Beach. I'm sorry my phone battery died because of the cold, but I've just spoken to Lincolnshire Police and they are trying to trace the surfer now at this point to, in the words of one officer, have a word with him or her. Apparently what this individual's been doing is drifting down with the storm tide, getting out, walking back north up the beach and jumping in again. And the police believe that the surfer knows what he or she is doing, but they're concerned that the person has been in the water for a very long time and they may underestimate the effects that the cold and the wind may have, especially in these very testing conditions. I've probably got about 10 minutes left on the beach because the police are advising people here to move away very shortly as the tide comes in. We are about I'd say 2 hours away from high tide here. The high tide times vary along the coast, but at Skegness we believe it's something like 6:45 this evening when the peak of the high tide is reached. But as you can see now, and just show you over the railings here, I'll only go where I can safely walk, but essentially these waves are getting bigger and bigger. The wind is incredibly strong. There's still a fair bit of tide to come in here as you can look along the beach, but there's some very powerful currents out there. I'm just looking, that's why I'm hesitating, I'm looking out to see if I can find this surfer. We believe the Coast Guard has been waiting for the surfer south of here to basically have a word and to pull this individual out and to ask them to stop. I think really because the emergency services have enough on their plate at the moment. They are trying to deal with people in the town who need reassurance or who may need advice, and I suppose the surfer is an unwelcome distraction to all that, someone just doing it for fun when there are people in greater need. And it's hard to convey, but the sound of the waves coming in now is something to wonder at, really. The amazing crashing of very big North Sea waves. And of course, what we've been told by the experts is that these waves have been whipped up by some very strong winds at sea. And that's the concern for tonight's tidal surge. That's why tonight's high tide is possibly more harmful than this morning's 6 a.m. tide, because these waves have had a day at sea, getting a great deal of energy from some very strong winds. And I think, you know, looking at the situation at the moment, we are a couple of hours away from high tide here, and there is already a real presence here. The sea is really crashing in. So here we are, this is Skegness North Beach, just looking along, and you might be able to see one or two people who've turned up to have a look at what's going on. As I say, Lincolnshire Police are advising us to stay away very shortly from the beach, so I'll be taking that advice and getting away from here to somewhere a bit safer in a few minutes' time. But I hope you've had a chance to have a look at what's going on here. I'm hesitating again because I think I can see the surfer. The surfer is, I think, walking down through the waves, just down by the pier there. And if I can safely get down to have a word with this individual and see what's going on, then I will. I'm just going to stay on this safe bit of beach at the moment, and then we'll see whether he or she, and it looks like a he from where I'm standing, the way this individual's kind of carrying himself, whether he'll talk to us or not. So here we go. This is apparently his regular pattern. He gets out at the end of the beach and then walks all the way up to the North Beach and then drifts down with this incredibly strong tide. And I'm reading some of your comments here below my video, and you're describing this as incredibly irresponsible. And I mean, people will have a different view, won't they? There will be a variety of opinions about what this individual is doing. But certainly I think the police are concerned that that this individual might have underestimated what they're letting themselves in for here, particularly in terms of the tide. I'll just stand here, and I assure you I am safe where I am because it's a wide bit of beach, and I'll see if this person will talk to me. Hello? I'm live on BBC Look North on Facebook. Would you mind if I had a quick word with you?
No problem, yeah.
You've drawn quite a bit of attention here, surfing up and down the beach. Can I just ask first of all for your name?
Danny.
Danny.
Louth, yeah.
Are you an experienced surfer?
I'd like to claim myself, so yeah.
You claim you are an experienced surfer.
Around here, yeah, definitely. I've been surfing here for 10 years, so I see what the conditions was going to be like, and I just thought, right, I knew it was going to rip me down the beach. I knew I wasn't going to get many waves, and the two I did get though was worth the while.
There will be people who will say that this is absolutely, a daft thing to be doing, Danny.
Well, I suppose it is if you don't know what you're doing, but if you know what you're doing, and if you look, what do you see? The waves are coming in. So if you get into trouble, all you do is just lay on your board and come in. That's all it is. If I found myself getting tired, that's what I do. But I'm fit. I train for this, so this is what I do.
How much longer are you going to do this?
That's it for me now.
All right, you finished?
I've finished there. Yeah, I can't see anything.
Okay, well there are two Lincolnshire police officers up there. They might want a word with you because they think that you should stop doing it.
Yeah, well obviously I'm coming out now. There's no two ways about it. It's too dark. I can't see what I'm doing. I've been surfing here since 2006 after a trip to Australia. So I've been in like 3 times bigger waves than this. This is nothing.
What about the cold and the very high winds?
Well, what I'll do is I'll research for the best wetsuit. This is the 165, 6mm by 5mm wetsuit, and I'll get the correct gloves and the correct equipment. It's not rocket science, it's easy. But I can understand why people think, what the hell is he doing out there? Well, at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing. And anybody who's watching this who knows me will go, yes, Danny, he knows what he's doing. And that's why I'm still here talking to you. So if these police want to say anything, I've got more than enough backup to tell them, look, I know what I'm doing. And if anything did happen to me, and I did die doing this all the time, I'm not bothered because this is what I love. I don't care.
Danny, thanks very much for talking to me.
Right.
And there goes Danny up the beach. He tells me he's packing in now. He's probably tired and maybe a little bit cold. Not cold at all, mate, he says to me. Okay, well, let's leave Danny go off his own way there. And we'll get up the beach and off the beach to somewhere safe. But there you heard him. He was defiant. It was his own choice. He believes he's got the experience to do this and the skill, and is a very experienced surfer. Been surfing, he says, for at least 10 years. And if I'm honest, I think he probably took a bit of umbrage at some of the questions I asked him. But there we go. And he's running now. There we go, to keep warm. Bye, Danny. So we'll leave Danny run off along the beach going north here at Skegness, and I'll sign off as well because it's time I got off the beach. As you can see, the tide is well on its way in, some very big waves. Perhaps that's why Danny's leaving as well. So from Skegness North Beach, I'll say goodbye. We'll have more on Look North tonight at 6:30 live here from Skegness, and of course we'll have that all important update on what's going on with this tidal surge. There is a command centre in Lincoln, and they're trying to work out the dynamics behind these very big waves that are coming in from the North Sea, and they're trying to assess just what risk these waves could pose to so many coastal communities up and down this Lincolnshire coast. So for now, goodbye.